All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? I'm going to spend a bit of time working on Quasarcast. I got a little bit of feedback, and so I thought I'd just do a live stream and show you what it's like when I try and fix some of these things. So let's take a look. Let me just switch that over to my screen. And remember, check out quasarcast.com/register if you like this kind of thing. And especially if you want to watch some of my cleaner videos. I do a lot of clean videos, but then do a live stream every now and then as well. All right, so let's dive right into it. I'm going to cd into quasarcast.com, open that in Visual Studio Code, and we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I'll probably do is cd into my app and say Quasar Dev to get that up and running. I'm probably going to need Nginx, and I don't think I have it running by default. So, I've done that wrong. Sudo service Nginx start. Right, so we'll get that started. And I don't think I have MySQL started by default. So let's go ahead and get that going as well. And I really need to switch to Postgres one of these days. All right, there we go. Looks like that is running. And make sure there's no data I shouldn't be showing here. No, that app key doesn't matter because it's automatically generated again on deploy. And that's fine. Sweet. I don't have to cancel my stream. All right, so let's have a play around here. Open up my browser. And I need to do it properly so that I can easily switch between the two. Yep, sweet. So if I go to quasarcast.test, that should work for me. Nice, and I'm ready to start development. Okay, so the first bit of feedback I got was that when you go into a series and you're on a mobile device, so let's open this as if we're in a mobile device. Basically, this thing covers the whole screen. And if I click over here, it doesn't close out of it. The only way to close it is actually click on that button. Yeah, and this experience kind of sucks on a mobile. So what I might actually do is I'll move this up to the top here, and I'll make it so that by default, it doesn't show at all. And I'll get rid of this whole concept of having this screen with only the episode number showing. I thought that would be cool. Turns out it's actually not that cool. So that's the first thing I'm going to try and fix in this video. So let's slam that over to that side and then jump out of full screen, maybe whack this over here like that, and then have a little bit of a play around here. And I believe what's happening, where this is all happening, would be in source, layouts, and it would be under main layout. So let's see how I've done this. Honestly, this needs to be organized a lot better, but I don't want to do that in a live stream. So I'll save that for another video. All right. Yeah. So I've done like this fancy pants draw and I don't like it. I don't want the concept of a mini draw anymore. Show if above. I probably don't need that anymore either. So let's save that. And the other thing I want to do is have the toggle for this sitting up in the top left there. And so how about we come up here and we say, I don't know what that's all about. Selected lesson. Oh, okay, it's seeing if there is actually a lesson selected. So if we have a selected lesson, we will show that icon. Okay, cool. Looks like that's pretty much what I wanted anyway. Yeah, and so we just need to get that sorted properly. All right, so lesson menu is sitting inside of this mini drawer. All right, and so we basically want to say mini courses drawer here. All right, cool. So I can toggle that on and off. And I might even actually come in here. Looks like we can just model it there. Value is equal to true. So let's set that value equal to mini course draw. Save that. I think that's more what I want. That's going to give me the full animation there. Yeah, okay, that's what we're looking for. And now I might change that to maybe this picture here, and then we'll also have to add a little bit of margining there because that margining sucks at the moment. So let's come up the top here, and if we have this button, we'll say class is equal to q-margin right, and maybe make that small. And yeah, all right, that looks a little bit better. I don't like the icon though, so let's find the icon that I was using for the other one. All right, seems like I can't find it. It's probably sitting within the list that I had. Yeah, the lesson menu list. So let's jump into that and scroll up the top here. Oh, wait, I went into the wrong component. How did that happen? Lesson menu list. Yep. Now, if I come up here, this is what I'm looking for, this icon here. So we'll grab that, and then I'm going to whack that in here. Save it. Yeah, I think that looks, I think it's kind of obvious what that does. Honestly, maybe it's not that obvious. Yeah, all right. So let's do a little bit of searching and see if we can find a better icon there. So MDI icons, here it is here, the icon library for MDI icons. Basically, I'm looking for something that portrays like a course or like maybe book related stuff. Let's look for that. Yeah, something like that. Maybe video. Yeah, here we go. Video library. I think that would be a good choice. Let's have a look at that and see if it works nicely. Paste that in there. And I'm not getting anything at all here. MDI library video. That's what it was, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure I pasted that directly. Weird. Oh, Chalbal Pandy says, great video. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I want to test this feature. Hey, how cool is that? I can get it to show up now that I'm using StreamYard. Really, really nice. Thank you. Okay, so let's jump back over here and see why that's not working. Maybe they deprecated it. That would be weird though. Why would they deprecate it? Maybe like MDI open book. I don't want to spend too long on this, but I feel like, hang on, what's that original one that I was looking at? Library video. Let's just search for the word video even. Yeah, there it was there. I'm connected to, I'm sort of attached to this though now. I really like that. This library video. And let's see if there's anything about it being deprecated on this page. Video. They don't say that it's deprecated, so it would be weird if my version was kind of out of date here. So let's just paste that in again. Yeah, I don't think I got anything wrong. Refresh this page. Ooh, all right, something's wrong. Can I read property lessons of no? Where's that happening? Main layout at, oh, let's come back there again. Selected course dot lessons. So selected course dot lessons. All right, maybe this is being displayed when it shouldn't be being displayed. Yeah, I'd say that's what's going on here. I've done a bad job with my layouts, and that's why this isn't working properly. So I'm going to make a mental note to fix that and do it properly. So what I could do is I could come up here and just say v-if. Oh, or we could say or selected course to make sure we actually have a selected course to show this draw. Let's see if that's going to work. Get rid of that error. Lessons of null. Oh, no, not an and. Well, that should be an and. Come on, Luke. Basic coding logic here. I'm learning Quasar and love your videos. Lots of love from India. Good vibes. Thank you so much. That's really nice to hear. Thank you, Cement. I really appreciate it. And I will continue to make videos. In fact, I'm working on a component series at the moment that's going to cover every component for Quasar version 2. That's currently pretty much my sole focus, and I'm sort of doing these live streams in the meantime for funsies. All right, I'm still getting this. Let's see where this is coming from. Selected course lessons. This is in the menu list, so it's still that same component. That doesn't make sense to me because lessons of null, that shouldn't even be, okay, it's because I've got value. I'd say what it's doing is a show in the background. So how about we add a v-if here as well? I know this is a little bit janky, and I might even change that to a computer property in a second, but it looks like that's fixed the problem. All right, so I don't want to be lazy, so let's go ahead and fix that properly for now and say here, mini course draw. Yeah, show render. Yeah, I'll say maybe render mini course draw. Render, but it's not going to be mini anymore. So we'll say render course draw. And then we'll set it to that as well. The reason I want to set it here as well is so that I get the animation. So let's jump into our computer properties. I'm not using the comp API in this, which really pains me. Ugh, and I can't wait to actually implement it so I get to use the comp API. Oh gosh, I've lost that code now. Let's come back here. Been coding for too long today. So let's copy that and then I'll redo all of that and then simply return this dot mini courses draw and then this dot selected course. So let's save that. See if it works. Looks like it does. Maybe do another refresh just to be super sure. And it looks like that's working nicely. Cool. What about when I click on there? All right, once again, I'm not getting that icon, so I'm going to guess that it has been deprecated now, which makes me really, really sad. I might just quickly do a yarn upgrade here just to check if like there's a new icon library or something. See if the icon library's been upgraded, and then I'll get that icon in there. But if it hasn't, I'm just going to have to go ahead and choose another icon library. Not library, sorry, icon to use there. So while that's going, I might just do a quick look for the word video, see if there's anything else that kind of looks nice. Oh, I really like it. It's such a nice icon. What else have we got here? No, I don't like any of those. They're not indicative of a video course. I mean, something like this, maybe like some squares kind of thing. Actually, all right, I can deal with that. View, or maybe something to do with list. So let's see what we've got in terms of list. Maybe that. I know this isn't the most thrilling stuff watching me do this, but hey, this is me working on the site. This is the kind of stuff I do, and that's what I wanted here. I don't like any of those. None of those make sense to me. So yeah, I think if I can't find another one, I'm going to stick with this one. That looks really good. All right, so is that done? Yep. Now let's run yarn dev. Whoops, quasar dev. And give that a second to run. I'm going to jump into quasar.conf to make sure it doesn't automatically open by default. Yeah, I set that to false, which is good. I hate it when it automatically opens it up in my browser because I'm often like restarting the server because something weird happens or I've changed like some deep configuration setting and it doesn't update properly. So I like setting that this option here open to false on my dev server in quasar.conf.js. All right, there we go. That's running again. So let's come back here, refresh the page, and see how it all works for us. And I'm going to take this opportunity to quickly say, check out quasarcast.com/register if you're interested in these kinds of videos. Look at me advertising like a pro. All right, coming back here. And I'm still getting nothing there. All right, so let's just come in here and use that icon and check if that icon is going to work for us. So we'll go to icon, and then let's paste it directly in there. And there we go. You know what? I think that does actually look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so we're getting some errors in Le Console. Let's see what they're all about. Do another page refresh just in case that's what's going to fix it, but I doubt it. I click on there. Expected Boolean got object. Okay, that makes sense to me. So if I go to lesson, I believe that's somewhere around here, v-if, it would be this part here. That needs to be a Boolean. So let's come down here. And basically, I can wrap this in parentheses and then coerce that to a Boolean. So let's save that. And that's going to work now. I'm not getting that animation, but honestly, I'm not that attached to it anyway. We can work on that another time. I just want to get this out the door because I've got to, do other stuff tomorrow. All right. So that's showing. I'm going to get rid of this lessons thing here. It's kind of redundant now. So let's go to our lesson menu list and find that part, which I believe is this one here. It is now completely redundant. Let's save that. Come back here, and there we go. It's gotten rid of that thing at the top of the list there. So that's kind of nice. I can now toggle this on and off, and I want it to be off by default. So let's refresh the page and check that it is off by default. And it is. All right, so that's going to be a much better experience. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything under here. Actually, I have nothing under there. So how about we say if we're on a mobile, we just give them a list of everything showing down there. I've already made the component. All right, that's a great idea, Luke. Let's go with that. So how do I do that? We'll come down here and we'll say, oh, I think Quasar actually has. Go to the docs here. I think it's actually got a class that can toggle things just based on a class, which is super handy. I just need to remember where this is. Well, let's look for helper classes, maybe. Here we go. Are they helper classes? I know that something like this exists. Because I actually talked about it in a video. Orientation, border related, size related. All right, width. Yeah, okay, so that's setting the width. But I want to check if the width is set to a certain thing. So visibility, that's what it would be under. Platform related. Mobile only. All right, but maybe instead of mobile only, we can do it based on size. Is that possible? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is so handy. Okay, so I can say if I'm on a small device, I want you to show it. Otherwise, don't show it. And I literally just put the word SM in there to make it work. Yeah. All right. So let's check if this works. All right. Use your brain, Luke. Let's go back to the lesson menu list, which is in here. Wow, I really need to pull this apart. I'm like breaking all of my own rules here. So here, how about this? We just test this to begin with by saying class is equal to, we might actually go one level higher here and say the draw itself. Class is equal to small. So only show this on a small device. And let's see if that works. Working. Yeah, that's showing nothing. So I can fix that up by basically getting rid of the button there. But now let's see if it works on a big device. Refresh the page. Oh no, it should be showing on a small device. And I believe that is small. Class is equal to small. Let's change it to extra small. All right, so can I say extra small and small? Is that going to work? No. All right, so it's only going to set it to one specific thing. It's not sort of greater than or less than type thing. All right, so we might have to use some JavaScript in this case. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It could probably make sense to use JavaScript anyway. So I believe there's stuff related to platforms sitting inside of, actually it's sitting inside of $Q. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of that class there, and inside of render course draw, I can say, let's just do a console.log to begin with, this dot $Q. Oh, I missed the comp API. Right, Luke, you'll get it in a moment. You know what, I'll just go full screen there. And here we go. Basically, I can come in here and say screen. This is super cool. Screen is greater than, but in this case, it will be actually less than. Actually, why am I doing this in the first place? I'm confused. Oh, that's right, because I wanted to show it underneath if it were on a mobile device. So then I can say if the screen is less than a medium size. Okay, so let's go with that. Q.screen is less than a medium size. So I'm going to cut that. Render course, and we'll change that from render course draw to render left. Oh no, that is correct actually, because otherwise it's not going to be a course draw at all. Okay, so here we can say instead of less than, it should actually be greater than small. So if it's greater than small, I want you to show that draw. So how about this? End. I think that's what I want. Let's coerce that just in case. All right, so are we going to get the course draw now? Yes, we get the course draw. However, on a small device, that should not work. Yes, that's exactly what I want. And now we can use render course draw here on that button. We don't even have to say selected laser. We can just say render course draw directly since we're using a computer property. Nice. So if we're on a mobile device, we don't even get that showing up. But if we're not on a mobile device, It should be showing up, but it isn't. What else have I done wrong here? Let's come down here. Screen size is greater than small. So that should be true. Maybe that should be a not now. I probably confused myself. Yeah. Okay, so we're on a large screen and it's showing up. Then we go to a small screen and it doesn't show up. All right, now I think I've figured it out. Just test it a little bit more. Yeah, and they disappear then. Cool. It takes a little bit of time for that to update, but chances are people aren't going to be like changing the size of this site. I don't mind if it takes a second for those changes to show up. Wait, hang on. On a large screen, I'm confusing myself again. So it does show up. Okay. So what we might actually do is always have that visible when the screen. Yeah, okay. I couldn't just whack that directly in there. I thought I could, but I couldn't. All right, test that one more time. Works on a large screen, but on mobile device, it doesn't show up. And we can switch between the two, and it works beautifully. Now, if we are on a smaller screen, so let's come down here to the, what was it called again? Render course draw. If we're not rendering the course draw, we can assume that we want to render bottom, we'll call it bottom lesson list. Let's go with that. That's pretty obvious to me. I feel like Luke in a few years' time will understand what that means. So I'm happy with that. And basically, it's going to simply be, at least for now, the opposite of render course draw. So now what we can do, come up here, and underneath the video, we can whack it in there. Oh, actually, I'm in the wrong component for that, though. So let's get rid of this. I might need this code, so I'm going to copy that. And then we actually want to jump into this component here that is basically showing that video. So the page itself. So let's come down here. What did I call it? Components course. That's a weird name. Why would I call it that? I don't know. All right, so let's go to course.view. Course card, courses page, video course page. I don't know about my naming of things here, but that's all right. We'll work on that. Interesting. All right, so I put in some code for that. Oh, so that's why I must have done it. I'm sort of proxying through that. And if I don't even remember my passcode, then I need to sort of come back to this and think about it. Lesson page. All right, that does actually make sense. This is for a lesson itself. And you can see I've been doing a lot of work here in trying to get all that to work nicely. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at that and see what it looks like if I disable it. Lesson menu list. I'm not getting anything by default. We're probably getting some errors here. What are those errors all about? Unknown custom element, lesson menu list. So it looks like I just haven't imported it there. Yeah, I haven't. So let's say put that from components / lessons menu list. And I'll make sure I'm actually using that. I remember, but I had to get rid of the markdown for some reason underneath all of my pages. All right, that still isn't showing up for me though. So let's come back up here and have a little bit of a think of why that might not be showing up. View. Man, I don't even have any space under there at all. What's going on? Maybe my browser's just messing up here. Yeah, okay, it looks like my browser was messing up. I don't know. And basically, I want to tap in here and see why that isn't showing up. Lesson menu list. So it's got the course. It's not getting all the lessons though. All right. So course.lesson. So let's look for the part where we actually get the course. All right. That's the problem. We want to say with lessons as well. So let's save that. And there we go. Looks like that's actually showing up now. Cool. And now we want to make sure that only shows up when I want it to show up. So we'll come down here and we'll say v dash if, we'll do it on the whole row, I think, for now, or maybe just this div, v dash if render lesson menu list. Come down here, and then we can basically say on the computed property that, and then I will return this dot $q dot screen is less than medium. Let's go with that. So if it's less than medium, I want you to render this list. Cool. So by default, we don't get it, and we're using that sort of right-hand menu setup. Then when we go to a smaller size, we can basically select the course that we want, like so. So it looks like, though, selecting those buttons isn't working. I think I did that intentionally. So let's go to the main layout and see what's actually happening with that. Lesson menu list. Main layout, where is it? Lessons menu list. Okay, that's why I got it wrong. It's plural. And so basically what we want to do here is handle when a lesson is clicked. So we can say here handle lesson changed. All right, so I'll come back here to the list of lessons. We'll say at input handle lesson changed. And now I can come down here and basically have a method for that. Let's do that here. Cool. So coming back, let's take a look at the logic behind this, and I can basically just swipe that and just whack it in here and then change it however I like. So we get the lesson and the course. We don't have to worry about the mini draw in this example. Router, push, course.lesson, the course slide. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. That's pretty straightforward code. Skeleton part 1, and it works. Nice. Okay, I think that's going to look a lot nicer on a mobile device now. So let's just do a little bit more experimenting to see if this actually works and see if this problem is in fact solved. I can open the left menu here when I am on a larger screen. So that's working nicely. And I can come down here and select different ones, and then it disappears when I select that course, which is probably what I want. So it gets out of their way and they can just focus on the video itself. All right, so if I make it smaller though, then we don't have that menu anymore and it just shows up underneath instead. And it looks like that is working really, really nicely. Yeah, and that menu's still working nice as well. Cool. I would say that that's just about done. So let's go ahead and build that. Quasar build. I don't have a build process at the moment because why would I need one? This works just fine. And then when that's built, I'm going to push it. Exit that. And we'll get ready. Git add dot and git commit with a message of lesson, we'll say improve lesson menu design. Oops, I did that too early. We'll wait a second, commit that again, git status, all right, git push, and then that's going to be live. And I can move on to the next thing. So what was the other thing that I said I was going to work on? I believe it was related to latest lessons. So people wanted to be able to see my latest lessons easily. And so how about we have another menu item here that basically says latest lessons, and that's just going to fetch the latest lessons from the back end. I don't think that's going to be too difficult to build. Let's go ahead and create a new page for that. Quasar, new page, latest lessons, or maybe latest videos. Well, you know what? We might even just call it latest for latest in general. Yeah, all right, let's go with that. So now if I jump into our latest .view page, but first I want to actually reference it in the route. So let's come down here. Thank you courses, blah, 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 blah. And let's just whack it. Oh, I want it to be in order. So I'm going to put that after courses. So we'll say latest is the path, name is equal to latest, and the component is latest. So let's save that. And then what I'll do is I'll jump into my, is it in the main layout? I believe it's at the top in the main layout. Yeah, it's right there. And that would be a Q-tabs component. Okay, here it is, the main menu tabs component. Well done, Luke. At least you extracted that to its own component. This is a new feature that's going to be out soon, the pathways. Courses. So let's change that to latest. And we'll leave the color as is. And we'll change that to latest. I believe that's all I have to do. Right, nothing's showing up. Let's just refresh the page. Oh, that's right. I stopped the dev server in order to push it. And honestly, I probably don't even need to push it to build everything and run the dev server again. While I'm at it, let's just check if it pushed successfully. Quasarcast.com. Second to load. And there we go. Ironically, it runs slow for me because my server is currently in France. What's going on here? All right, I've introduced a bug. Good one, Luke. Introduced a live bug. On a live stream. Can you believe it? This is why you need to have tests, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, let's run that dev server again. So what I'm going to do to fix this as quickly as possible is come back to quasar.test and let's jump into a main page, which would be the courses page. I believe this is where the problem was. All right, so that's running now, and I should get an error here. I'm not getting an error. How weird is that? Like I didn't change anything though. All right, it's working now. All right, so I don't know what that was all about. Cannot read properly lessons of null. So why am I getting that on production? Man, that is funky. Cannot read properly lessons of null. Whereas I come back here, my test server, where nothing is different. All right, now I'm getting the same thing. All right, I don't know what that was all about. So main layout, cannot read properly lessons of null. It's not really pointing me in the right direction though. Yeah, weird. This error is not pointing me in the direction of that file. I can probably have a bit of a stab in the dark though of what it might be. Let's jump into the main layout, lessons. So there must be a point where I'm trying to get lessons and I can't. All right, I understand why this would be happening now. It might have to do with this button. All right, so I also want to make sure that I'm on a course page before showing this button. That would be what the problem is. So and let's just take a look at my computed properties here. Use the render courses drawer, and we'll check if we have a selected course. Okay, that totally makes sense. That's why the arrow was only showing sometimes, because it will only show on a large screen. So if I refresh it now on a large screen, that's going to error out. And if I refresh it here on a large screen, that's going to error out because it's trying to show that button and it can't. But I thought I saved this. So maybe selected course is not fixing. Okay, so lessons of null. Let's come back here, refresh the page again. All right, lessons of null. All right, now it's giving me more feedback though. It's in the lessons menu component where I'm trying to get, it's under here, under selected course. So render course draw. Okay, so I want to say render course draw here, and if we have a selected course. All right, so that was an easy thing to miss. Pretty sure that he's going to fix it for me now, but let's just check. Yeah, just in case. All right, looks like that's working. Let's go ahead and push that. Oopsie daisy. Let's see if I can build this quasar build and have that running over the top. I want to set that over there like this. Now say git add dot and git commit message. I'm just going to say hotfix. It's only me on the team, so I don't need to do super specific git commits. And then we'll push that. So give that a second to be done. All right. Now let's go back to developing here. Whew. All right, that was stressful. Not really. Moderately stressful. So let's work on this latest page. Oh, I just pushed the latest page. Man, you guys are seeing everything, warts and all. So basically what I want to do here is when this page is mounted or when it's created, I want to fetch the latest videos, so the latest lessons. So how can I do that? Well, let's go to lessons controller and see how that's working. That should just give us all of the lessons, and I should be able to order that. So let's jump into Laravel Orion, get started, and order. We're looking for order related stuff. All right, so query parameters, order. Maybe it's under the word sort. Here we go, sorting. So we can add here sortable by, like so. Do I have to be using a search endpoint for that to work? All right, it looks like it does, but that doesn't matter. But so I can come in here and say protected function sortable by, and we'll say here created at, created underscore at. Oh, hang on, I can't do this because I'm syncing via YouTube. Oh no, created at will still work because my YouTube syncer, I think, isn't recreating all of my stuff. It's just updating ones and then, yeah, all right, so this will work. So we want it to be sortable by created at. Return an array here, whack that in there. And now I should be able to sort that really easily on the front end. So let's just do a quick test here. I want to import, is this the way I'm doing it? Let's just jump into main layer. I need to remember how I'm handling models because I've been changing how I do it recently. All right, so I am using that model directly. I'm just importing it. Cool. So we can import what am I importing? Lesson from models/lesson. And then I should be able to simply say lesson dot, let's do a $get just to see if it works to begin with. Over here and open our console. I'll actually full screen that now. I'm going to change the way I develop. Usually I've got multiple screens and this is a lot easier. Let's come back here and check if that request was actually sent. So let's say API. I don't even need that API point in there. Let's refresh this to get those. There we go. We got latest here. Lessons, and I am getting that data. These are all of my lessons. Do I really have that many lessons? Wow, over 117 lessons on QuasarCast. Cool. I got to admit, I'm somewhat impressed with myself by that. Been keeping at it. Okay, so we're getting all of the lessons, but we just want to get the latest one. So we can say search here, and then I can say that needs to be an array and an object and say, no, we come in here and say sort. Oh gosh, I need to look at the docs. I don't remember this. Yep, sort and then field direction. So let's sort this by That should actually be an object. Gosh, keep confusing myself. Field, and that field is going to be created at, and then that would be descending. Man, I always get this stuff confused. I always get my descendings and ascendings confused. Direction is what that's for. All right. All right, so let's save that and see what happens. Do a quick refresh on the page there. And if we come in here and just get the latest, what am I getting as a response there? 304. Why am I getting a 304? That's a weird response. Let's try that one more time. Oh, that's the latest page. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong bloody thing. This is what I want, the actual search itself. Nice, it's working. So that should be my latest video. We've come this far and still haven't built the to-do app. That's what we'll do in this video. Sometimes you may need to find distant data. Let's look at the created at 2021 and then 7. They all say that. It's because I did this all at once. So it's going to be screwed up for the first few because I did the initial sync with YouTube. But that should work properly on production, I'm assuming. Anyway, let's see if we can limit this now. So if I go back here, I don't know if this actually has limit capabilities. Limit, query parameters, or maybe it'd be under like pagination. Maybe I need to now enable pagination for the lessons. Let's come back to lesson dot, what am I doing? Lessons controller. Sortable by created at, and I will enable pagination for this. Let's save that. Come back here and refresh the page. And see how that worked. So we've got a search here. Here's our data, and that's our latest 15 videos. All right, I think that's probably a good way to do this. And now the next thing I'll do is I'll make sure that this is a create. So I'll say create here. Is that how I did it? Search request that accepts Axios options and then how I'm persisting it. So by saying create there, that's basically going to replace all of the other lessons. And right, now we're ready to actually do this properly. So let's come in here and say data. First thing we're going to need is a spinner. So we'll set that equal to loading. That's going to be true by default. Now I can come up here and say q-spinner, and then we'll set the size equal to, I like to have extra large spinners, and I'll set the color equal to my primary color. I think that's going to look good. All right, so we've got padding there. How about we say class is equal to flex and then flex center so that the spinner ends up in the center, and see what that looks like by default. Cool. So by default, we're going to get this spinner. I probably want this not to be flex center though in hindsight. I probably want it just to be at the start. So how about this? We say a column here, and then not flex center, and then I'll just add some space underneath this, q-space like so. There we go. Now we get that at the top. I do actually want this centered, but I want it centered the other way. So what we might do is I might even change it again to flex, and then maybe a row, and then I'll say justify center. Okay, I think that makes more sense. Nope, justify center. What's wrong with that? Pretty sure I've done that right. Row, justify center. What happens if I say flex center? Sure, it's not item center. All right, so something funky going on there. Oh, it's because I added the space, of course. Gosh, Luke, you're such a ninny. All right, so column, and then we'll set that to items center. Geez, that took longer than it should have. And now what I'm going to do is say class is equal to q dash margin top medium. I think that'll work. Yeah, maybe make that extra large. We'll just to sort of push that down a little bit. And now we want those courses to actually show up. So how about we come in here and just do a quick example, q dash. We could probably just grab our lesson list actually. Where is it? Lessons menu list. Lessons menu list. Okay, and let's go ahead and import that. My auto import isn't working, unfortunately, from component / lesson menu list. Now I can come up here and say components and then whack that in there. Cool. And now what is this going to need? I'll jump into the props. Going to need lessons and course. Why have I got value there? That's totally undescriptive. Okay, that's the active lessons ID. So, okay, because this is a lesson menu list specifically, but I'm not really using it like that anymore. All right, so what would happen if I set that to... So it expects that to have the actual lesson itself. I guess I could set that to an empty object, but that feels a little bit hacky to me. Let's say value is equal to an empty object just to sort of get this working to begin with. You know what? Let's just spit the whole list out ourselves. I mean, it's not that hard, and then I'll extract it to its own component. So let's say q dash list, and then q dash item, and then we'll have a q dash item dash section in there. And then this is going to have whatever the current lessons title is. Is that what I'm calling it? Come back here. I could probably steal a lot of this code, actually. Yeah, let's steal all of this code, actually. And then I'll basically whittle it down to what I want it to be. Cool. I don't want the tooltip. I don't care about it. I don't need the index. Avatar, we might end up keeping. But I believe, what is that? No, that's what used to have the index. So we don't need that either. So I can completely get rid of that. And we'll just straight out put the title in there. Let's just leave it at that for now. We might want the short description or the description. Let's get rid of that for now. The lesson in lessons. And then we'll use the lesson ID there. B-ripple. That'll be a nice effect. Clickable. Handle lesson click. So we're going to steal the logic for that. Okay, I can't steal the logic for that. Basically, I need to go to the right route URL. I believe that I have that logic sitting in main layout. Let's say lesson clicked. Oh, okay, that's for input. That's how we actually change the lesson. Let's come down here. And I'll say here, methods, handle lesson. And then we'll whack that in there. That should work. It just needs to accept the course and the lesson. Do I need the course? I need the course slug. Crap. So we're going to need the course as well. So I can't just grab all of the lessons here. I need to grab all of the courses. All right. So what I have to do is I have to come here and say params. And we'll have to say include courses. And now I have to go to lessons controller for my lessons. And all right, so we'll have to say detected function includes, you're allowed to include the course. Save it. Let's go to lesson.php and check that relationship is set up. It is not. Public function course. and then return this belongs to app models course. All right, I should be following Laravel conventions there, so that should be all that I have to do. I don't have to add in the ID or anything like that. Cool. I don't need comments there. That's blatantly obvious to me what that does. And lessons controller can now include the course. So we can come back here and say include, yep, include course. So let's come back and just see if that actually works. Refresh the page. Here's our search, data, our lesson. We're not getting the course. I might not have set up the relationship on the front end. So let's say course, no, not course. Actually, that shouldn't matter. I should still get it here. Include. Okay, I said courses. It should be course singular. Lesson can only have one course. But again, data. And now it's pulling in the course as well. Cool. All right. That's working nicely. So now that that's working, what am I doing here? Yeah, so now when this lesson is clicked, I also want to make sure that when I get it though, I get it with the course. So let's have a computed property here. And that's going to return the lessons. And then we'll return lesson.query. And I want it with the course. And then we're going to get that. So on the front end, I can now grab my lessons. So let's come up here for lesson in lessons. This might even start working now. Not property ID of undefined. Okay, lesson ID. That part is not relevant anymore. That part is not relevant anymore. Don't think I'll need the styling on that anymore. So let's save that. All right, now we're actually getting something. And that's pretty much it. Refresh that page to see if those errors actually go away now. Yeah. All right, and I think when I click on one of these, let's see if it actually works. Okay, so it doesn't. Handle lesson clicked. And that should be sending me the course and the lesson. So what we'll do is we'll send lesson.course and then also the lesson itself. Is that going to work? Yep. Let's see if that works. Nice. All right, so if we jump into the latest page here, now we just need to implement the spinner as well. So I haven't done any error handling, but don't get mad at me. I promise I'll do it later. This dot loading is equal to false. So let me just cut that. And then we'll say dot finally here. And this dot loading is equal to false. Okay, so let's refresh that page. And that totally did not work. So that's probably because I haven't actually modeled this on the spinner. We'll say v-if is equal to loading. Nice. All right, so it loads and then it shows all of the courses. If I can come up here, so let's just go to our courses page, scroll to the top. I'm going to copy the way I do the title there and then just whack it beneath this spinner. And then we'll say latest lessons. All right, so now what other styling am I doing? I'm adding a margin bottom of extra large there. So let's come up here. Q dash margin bottom extra large. That looks like. Why would that not work? Up that margin bottom? Look. Margin bottom. Oh, no, I don't want a margin bottom. I want a margin top extra large. Right, it looks like my brain is slowly starting to conk out. Why did I say margin bottom extra large there? I'm sure I had some sort of reason. So let's say margin top extra large. Yep. And extra large might be a little bit too much to say large there. Nice. And I think that is pretty much it. We can now get the latest lessons. I mean, it looks a little bit ugly. So how about we open the docs for Quasar? By the way, I should check that Quasarcast is working again. Right, and it is. This latest section isn't actually going to do anything yet, though. But yeah, if we come back here to the Quasar docs, I can get out of that now. Let's say Q list. I already had it open. And this is what I like to do when I'm thinking about the styling I want. Just kind of look for inspiration. All right, so maybe something like that. And how are they styling that? They just have an item label and another item label that is the caption in the same section. So let's say Q-item dash label, and then we'll have a Q-item dash label that is a caption. Now, what I should be able to do is instead of saying lesson title there, let's change that. And why do I need that in a div? I don't know why I did that. Seems like it's completely not necessary. Description, I think it is. I don't know what I did for that. Okay, something's not working there. So let's jump up and take a look. Summary description of undefined. Oh, I'm doing V-4. Oh, okay, because I didn't put an item section in there. All right. So, all right, let's go back here. Q-item. All right. And now we got an item section. And basically, we want to have a Q-item label in there like this. Q-item dash label. Let's copy paste that down. This will be the description. Okay. So that's totally not working because the description is too long. I think Quasar has something with truncating text, though. It's got like some cool utility for that, maybe? DOM morph formatter. Capitalize text. What else have they got? Human readable, normalized number, patch string. No, none of this is what I'm looking for. Other utilities. Wow, these are cool. Copy text. Copy text to the clipboard. Debouncer, a throttle function, deep cloning. Okay, so nothing here for what I need though. So basically what I need to do is add like a ... for the text here. Oh, what is a library that does that? So maybe like JavaScript truncate text. Truncate text in JavaScript. Honestly, I'm just looking for a package here. How about like truncate text JS? A string straight JavaScript. I prefer packages because they tend to do like, oh, you know what? Let's just see what this guy's saying here. That is a very beautiful lion or tiger. Tiger, it's not a lion, it's a tiger, I think. Honestly, I don't really want to know the why right now. I just kind of want the example. Oh, seriously, is that it? Truncate string. All right, so let's come back here and copy that, and we'll say new file utility functions or utilities. Maybe just utilities. Utilities. Oh, that should have been a folder. A silly Billy Luke. Utilities. There we go. New file. Truncate text.js. We can just whack that in there. Export, default that. And then we just got the string. I like to use full. I'll change that to text. And I don't like that it's num. I like to say number. I always try to do things in full. Apparently, that's all I need to do. So there we go. Truncate string. I called it truncate text. Yeah, I guess truncate string is more specific. Yeah, all right then. We'll word string instead. All right, so now if I come here to, I might actually create a shortcut to that, just in case I want to change where it is. We'll create an alias for that. So let's go to .conf, look for my aliases, and create another one here called utilities. That's going to take you to source/utilities. Save that. That's going to take a second to reload, as it often does with Webpack related stuff. And now we should easily be able to say, oh, by the way, jsconfig, you want to add it in there as well. So completion works properly. Utilities. All right. So now let's import truncate string from utility slash truncate string. And we got the auto completion. So changing it in jsconfig worked, which is nice. And now we need to actually use it. Now I don't need that anymore. I also don't need that anymore. Lesson. So let's just, I think what I might do is just expose it by putting it on here. But I think I can use JavaScript, I can say freeze or something like that so that it doesn't become reactive. But honestly, it doesn't matter that much in this example. So sorry for all you performance pros out there that are watching this. So let's say truncate string. That's the string. And then, I don't know, let's just start with 100 and see how that works out. Yeah. All right, that's pretty good, except that the formatting looks ugly. So what have I done wrong compared to their example? Let's go back here. Formatter utils, list and list items. Why does mine look crappy? What did they do different? So Q item label. I think that's what I did not do. No, I did Q item label there. Nothing wrong with that. Q item section with a label. Then they got the text, and then they got another one that has caption there. Label, text. Oh, I didn't add caption here. That could be it. What does that do? Let's get out of that. Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, let's do a little bit more work here. For the list, we'll make it bordered. That'll help a little bit with the design. And we might even just turn it into a card type style. So let's say class is equal to shadow dash 2. All right, now that I'm in style mode, I'm going to jump out of full screen here, throw that on that side, throw that on that side, since we're kind of in styling mode. There we go. Maybe to about there. And we want to look at the latest page. Latest lessons. Maybe that actually belongs inside of the list. Or maybe we get rid of that and we turn this entire section into a card. Maybe I actually throw this list directly in there. All right. So that's now inside of there. We'll change this to a Q-card. Save that. That doesn't really work in this example because this is doing like centering and all of that. So let's wrap the entire thing inside of a card. Q-card. All right, let's save that and see what we get. So it doesn't look very nice because this kind of needs to be in its own section. Q-card-section. All right, latest lessons. That's kind of looking better. Honestly, I've changed my mind. I feel like this looks better outside of that card. Save that. Yeah, let's leave that on the outside and then change this to class equal to shadow. Let's try like a 3, maybe. Or a shadow. Yeah, putting it in a card might actually help because then we get like the curves by default and all of that. So let's just whack all of this in a card. I'm just playing around, seeing what I like. Yeah, that looks better because I get the rounding on the edges there. Maybe with a separator, or maybe the separator will make it look worse. Let's have a look. Do they literally just use a separator there? Yeah, they literally throw it back in. I don't think I'll make it spaced. I don't tend to like space separators. Some people do. I do not. Hang on, I thought there was a separator option though. Separator. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that does look a little bit better to me. I think I want a few more words here, but I'll make it a little bit thinner. So how about this? We change that to 160 words, and we set a maximum width here. Style is equal to max width, maybe 600 pixels. Let's have a look at that. That looks a little bit better to me. Yep. It would be cool if we could have an image as well, but I don't think I actually have those set up yet. So we can check that though by opening Tinkerwell. About a second to load. Doo, doo, doo. Go, and that's work-related stuff. So let's come down here. I'm just going to comment that out just in case I want to use that again. No, I don't need to use that anymore. So let's say lesson first. What have we got here? But I'm getting the image anyway, so why don't I just throw it in there? Oh, screw it. You know what? I'm gonna go out and just do this properly. What am I doing? All right, so let's jump into API, art make migration, add source. What do we call it? SRC maybe. Image underscore source. We might even just go to courses and see what I called it there. Courses migration. Okay, so it must have been something else. Courses, create courses table. There we go. I'm still not seeing the image. So maybe on that other migration, I added it in there. All right, so it looks like I don't actually have the image at all on the course either. I guess I don't need to because I'm using it with YouTube, but it would be nice to have it in there. So, okay, maybe it's going to be overkill for this video. Yeah, it's it. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Maybe if you're coming to the latest lessons, you just want to jump into this page and just be like, okay, where am I up to? Bam, 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 I'm up to there. Click on the thing that you want to click on. So we might just keep this super simple for now. Yeah, all right, I'll go with that. So I'll do a couple more styling related things. For example, I think I do actually want a Q dash margin bottom of large there. So when I scroll to the bottom of the page, there's a bit of room. I want to separate these a little bit. So let's go to the heading title, margin bottom of medium. Let's make that large instead. Yep, and I changed my mind. I want this margin top to be extra large here. Save that. I think that does look a little bit better. Cool. And let's just check that it looks good on a mobile device. It doesn't really. That part looks good on a mobile device. But this does not. So is that being centered? Like the text itself is not being centered. So let's come here and say text dash center. Latest lessons. Okay, that looks better. Maybe too much margining at the top because it doesn't look good on a mobile device. You could make it different per device, but I don't like to go overboard with styling with that kind of thing. Yeah, all right, I think that looks good. And the margin at the bottom does look weird on a mobile when it's that small. So how about we go extra large? Maybe no margin bottom. Yeah, I think on a mobile I actually do want no more. Oh, screw it. Let's go all out. We'll come down here. Let's look for our computer properties. I'm going to create one here called is small. Do I need a small screen? No, let's just turn this into an object or an array where everything's on each line. Yep, I like that better. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to turn that into an array. More white space between the items. Yeah, I think you might be right. It is feeling a little bit dense, isn't it? So how about we come in here? I like that idea. Thank you, BR Burling. And we say class is equal to Q dash margin Y medium. Let's have a look at that. What didn't it like about that? Oh, it's because I've done all this crap here and haven't fixed it up. All right, I'll do that in a second. Put that at the back of my mind. We'll make this an object. Sometimes arrays work better, actually. Let's start with an array, and we'll go to an object if we feel like we need to. Now we can say column and item center, we're definitely going to have. Then we can say, we'll just cut that here, if the screen is less than medium, the screen is less than medium, nothing. Otherwise, Q margin bottom extra large. And I do actually want Q dash margin top large all the time there. So I think that's right. Have I done anything else wrong here? Oh, okay. So now if I'm on a mobile, I don't get that weird bottom space. But I feel like on a desktop, I do actually want that bottom space. It looks better. Cool. Look at us being all persnickety. And we've now got that extra margining. Okay, that doesn't work very well. Let's do it with some padding. Q padding Y medium. Yeah, I do like that actually. BR Burling. I think that kind of spaces it out a little bit more. Let's see what happens if we go large. Yeah, and they're kind of like cards in that case. And instead of padding Y, how about we say padding all large? Some of them are overflowing a bit because of the size of the title, but I don't actually mind it. Yeah. This is nice to me. I feel like it's pretty obvious what's going on. This is nice to me. Cool. All right, well, we're done here. That all works. When I click on one of these, it takes me to that course. Go back to my courses page, check that everything's still working and all of that because I'm a doof that hasn't implemented testing yet. I will soon using Cypress though. I kind of want to teach it whilst I learn it though. I think would be nice. Yeah, we can change the courses there. But now if we go to a mobile device, this looks nice. And we got those, the different episodes showing at the bottom there. That looks really good to me. We can go to the latest page on a mobile device. It looks really nice. All right, I think I'm done. Let's push this bad boy. Woo! And all of you guys watching can then go to the live website and see this go live. So I did a couple of changes on API. Commit, work in progress. Don't judge me. I do what I want. API get add dot get commit message. Okay, we'll add in the message here. Ordering lessons for latest. And get push, and then get. No, we want to build this first. So Quasar build, and while that's building, get add dot and get commit message show latest page. Oh, we'll just call this latest lessons page. Latest lessons page, and get push that when it's done. Or I really shouldn't push straight away. Let's just check if it's going to commit properly first. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Git push. Looks like any errors there? No, that's fine. Give that a second. Nice. And since I'm building things client side at the moment, that should be live pretty soon. So if I go to quasarcast.com, and I'm going to do this on my mobile as well. So let's go ahead and share myself. We'll share both. Haha. All right. So we've now got this latest section and it works. Why is that spinner? Oh, okay, so that spinner is going to show up. So what's happening is it's fetching everything from the getting started page so that when you go to latest, you get that spinner. But I don't mind it because it's kind of telling you, hey, I'm doing some extra work here to see if I can get you the latest videos there. These are not the latest videos. Huh. Maybe the API code still isn't pushed. No. Yeah, I think the problem is the fact that recently I implemented a YouTube syncing tool. But let me just check all of that. So everything's done by created at. So that's the 15th of the 7th, the 8th of the 7th, the 4th. Yeah, that's actually all correct. Unfortunately, though, my YouTube synchronization tool, is it deleting stuff? Because if it's deleting stuff, that's going to ruin the whole concept that I've implemented here. All right, let's go back here. And I'll show you, now you can take a look at my YouTube synchronizer code. So update or create course from playlist. So this is for the course. Update or create playlist videos. Fetch the playlist videos, update or create lesson from a video. So it finds the lesson. Force fills it. When I okay, so what I want to know now is if I'm force filling it there, in this fill data, am I getting, no, because created at isn't involved in that. I don't think so. Your ID. Oh, I've got published at. No way. Hang on. So, hang on. So I have a published at for a lesson. Then no doubt I should be using that instead. All right, let's jump into Tinkerwell here. How on earth did I miss that? Okay, this is very exciting. This means that everything is just going to fall into place based on how it's done in YouTube. Okay, so Luke, don't get too excited. Just calm down, take a breath. Now let's go ahead and build this. So we can order it by published at. If I go back to Tinkerwell, published with a D at. So jump back to code, published at. So I can now sort it by that, meaning that I can come into latest and instead of created at, see if there's any other occurrences. No, there are not. We can say published at. And that's going to be descending. Is that right? Or is it ascending? I don't know. I can never wrap my head around this, so we'll just test it. Throw that over there. Throw this over here. I'm pretty sure I've still got my dev server running. Refresh that. Getting started. Building a Trello clone. Is this correct? Sort by published at. Well, I guess I can check the data directly. Let's throw that over there. So 16 for no. Oh no, I'm looking at created at. I'm looking at the wrong bloody thing. Gosh, Luke, get it together, son. Okay, so that's 15, 7. 8, 7, so that's correct. 2, 7, so that's correct. 16, 7. That is not correct. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing again. 2, 7. All right, so I'm pretty confident that this is actually ordering things correctly. 12, 6. But I'm pretty sure they're not my latest videos. You know what? Let's just go to studio.youtube.com. Oh, maybe they are my latest videos that have actually synced because a lot of my live videos aren't actually syncing yet because I haven't had the right I haven't set them up to sync properly. So I'd say this is actually correct. Let's throw these side by side and just double check it. And if it's correct, then I can push this code and finish up the video. So we'll get out of mobile mode. First, we've got ClickUp. These are all podcasts, so that's not pushed. All right, so using ClickUp. Getting started, introduction. That's further up though, but maybe it's because the last time I updated it was further up the line. Oh man, totally putting my brain into a loop here. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is actually correct. Thoughts on form validation with Quasar. Okay, so that is pretty recent. Working on Quasar Sanctum app extension. I don't know. This still doesn't quite look right. So where am I getting the published at date from? Go back to our synchronizer. Published at video. We're literally getting it from published at. I don't know how I can make this any more accurate. Hang on. Why am I not getting the clickable effect there? Make sure I implement the clickable effect as well. Let's say list dash item. No, that's right. It's the queue item. No clickable set there. But it's not showing as a clickable component. Weird. Spelling it right. Save that. Got my dev server running. Oh, this is quasarcast.com. Whoopsies. Quasarcast.test. Don't tell me I was just testing all of that against quasarcast.com. Oh, such a classic mistake. No, I'm still getting the same thing here, though. Let's go back to check if this. Yeah, so I'm getting the clickable pointer, but I'm not getting the highlights. I don't know why that is, but it's not that important. Okay, the other thing I could do, I guess, is check those published dates directly. So we got the ClickUp one first. Where is that? That's this one here. So let's see if that's got the published date on it. I'm not interested in the file name. Yeah, I don't know. Bugger, this is kind of a stickier issue than I thought it would be. Here we go. Okay, so I guess I can go through them and see when it was released. It's going to be a little bit annoying. I'm surprised that you guys are sticking around and watching this kind of thing, but hey, thanks. Introduction, setup, skeleton part 1. Let's try that. Where's introduction? My brain's spazzing out here. Introduction. Okay. Setup, skeleton part 1. All right, so now we can say, let's open that. Let's open that. Welcome back. Okay, so we got those open now. And now I can throw this over here. So we got the ClickUp one, And then we got getting started 2. No, setup. Introduction and then setup. Yeah, introduction and then setup, and then the skeleton part 1. All right, so let's do this. 29th of June, 2021, 4th of July. So this, okay, think, Luke. 29th of June, this is a later video. So that is wrong. Let's just go back and check that one more time. 29th of June, July is after that. Therefore, this video should be above the other one. So it's also possible that I need to change the sort order here. Published at direction ASC. Is that what it would be? It makes sense that would be one of the first ones. So yeah, that's one of the first videos I ever did. So it's working. ESC. But also, it's not. Okay, so maybe I need to go one step further and actually sort it here. How do you sort by date? God, I'm gonna find an algorithm for that now. Let's just see if Vuex ORM has a way of doing this. Sort, no, order. Here we go, order by. And is this going to work with dates? Let's just assume that it will and see what we end up with. Otherwise, I might try and convert it to a timestamp or something like that. And so, okay, you can send a function through there. So order by whatever it is, and then descending. Let's try that. What we're doing. All right, so we'll come in here and then we'll order it descending using Vuex ORM. So let's find the part where we're getting it. Dot get. Before that, though, we want to say order by. Might even do it there. Order by published at descending. All right. Okay, this is looking good. Reading the docs, answering questions. Yeah, that's correct. Getting started guide setup. Yeah, that is actually the order that I uploaded them in. Yes, and then I talked about the process I was coming up with before I did that. Okay, this is working now. Fantastic. Okay, so if you go to the Quasarcast, if you go to the Quasarcast latest page, you will get the latest lessons. Whew. All right, let's push this code. I did a little bit of API stuff as well from memory, so let's just check if I did. Yeah, git add dot and git commit message order lessons by published date. We'll say can order lessons by published date, and then we'll push that. And then we'll come up here, and we'll come down here, and we'll say Quasar build. And while that's building, we'll work on the message, git add dot and git commit message. I'll just say order by latest fix. Order by, oh no, published instead of created at. I know that's long, but that'll do. Git push, and that's finished building. So that's ready to go. We'll give it a second and see if it works. Crossing my fingers. And so we'll come up here and we'll go to quasarcast.com. It shouldn't take too long to push. using Laravel Forge behind the scenes to push this stuff, by the way. Get out of that. Get out of that. Don't need that anymore. And I like to have the docs open just in case. Let's go to latest. Quasar reading the docs, answering questions. If I refresh directly on this page, is that going to... Oh, I want that title to be hidden. Ah, bugger. Push too soon. Go to latest page again. And we'll just come up here. And then we can come down here and just basically say if it's not loading. Really, we want to wrap this whole thing in something that says if it's not loading. Yep. So let's come up here and wrap that in a div. And then I can basically easily say v-if, whoops, not loading. Save it. Out of test server. I think that works well. It's loading a bit fast, but it looks like that's working just fine. All right, so once again, we will build this. Git add dot and git commit message spinner fix for latest lessons page, and git push that when this is done building. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, let's push that. Give it a second, and then I think I'm pretty much done for today. Woo! All right, so that means you'll be able to come through here, and let's go through the stuff that we fixed. So if you go to mobile mode, and you go to a lesson, like this one, for example, give it a second to load. Oh, I'm on quasarcast.com. I'm not even on production, but I can show you it here anyway. Now it shows all of the lessons down the bottom here, but if I'm not on a mobile, then we get to use the menu bar. All right, so that's working. And if you want to see the latest lessons, you can now click on the latest section here. And I'll do a quick refresh to check if that spinner is working properly. So we should only get the spinner here. And there we go. Then it shows up. How cool is that? So thank you, everybody, for coming along and watching this live stream. Oh, I can do the video of myself now. Bing. All right. I had a blast. So yeah, thanks for sticking along with me and watching this. And thank you for the people that recommended these things for the site. Like, it really helps when people give me feedback on the site and how to make it better. I know this is very early days. I just needed, like, to begin with, I just whack something together as quickly as I can so I could actually showcase my videos somewhere centralized. But now I kind of need to prioritize what I'm going to build on the site, because, I need to balance my time between building videos for you guys and, for the Quasar community, so that you guys can learn things faster. And I think that actually serves more value than me focusing on building the QuasarCast website. So that's where my focus is right now. And I don't want to hire anybody to work on the site, because I really do want to build it myself. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like I want it to be close to my heart, and I want to be in charge of the code base, at least for the medium to semi-long term of this project. But yeah, if you enjoy this kind of thing, let me bring up this banner. Check out quasarcast.com/register, which, by the way, is just this page here. There we go. So check out quasarcast.com/register. Register an account on Quasarcast, which is the thing that I was building in this live stream. This is where I can basically let you know when I start releasing paid products, when I release certain series that I'm particularly proud of. I can then email you. At least for now, I'm not doing a lot of emailing. To be honest, I haven't actually done any emailing to my list, which is a bit crazy because I have quite a few people on my list now. So I need to get to that. But yeah, so go ahead, register an account there, and be the first to know when I start emailing my list about some of the cool shit that I'm going to be doing. Oh, can I say shit? All right, it just happened. There we go. I've broken that barrier. I can now start saying that swear word. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoy doing these live streams, and I'll see you in a future stream. Sweet. All right. Bye for now.